Welcome all. This video explains the switching characteristics of power transistor. As we know, in power converters, the semiconductor device is mainly operated as a switch. That is, either it is operated in the cutoff region and it is operated in the saturation region. So if we look into the circuit, we can write the input current, which is the base current IB, as VB minus VBE by RB, and the output voltage VCE equal to VCC minus IC RC. So what is IC? How can we express in terms of IB? We know that IC is equal to beta IB. So I write it as IC as beta IB into RC. Now we have VCE is equal to VCC minus beta IB into RC. So we substitute what is IB. Okay, we substitute what is IB. We get VCE is equal to VCC minus IC, which is beta into IB. IB is VB minus VBE by RB, that into RC. Or we can write VC is equal to VCC minus beta into RC by RB into VB minus VBE. In a transistor, we have three junctions, that is collector to emitter junction, collector base and base to emitter junction. So the voltage, collector to emitter voltage in terms of the junction voltage, we can write it as VCB plus VBE, or we can express VCB as VCE minus VBE. So in this expression, if our VCE is greater than or equal to VBE, we get VCB, which is either positive or 0. That means our collector base junction is reverse biased and the transistor is operating in the active region. So the maximum collector current in the active region can be given by ICM, which is equal to VCC minus VCE in the active region divided by RC. So what is VCE? We substitute VCB equal to 0 and VCE equal to VBE, this in the active region. So it is VCC minus VBE by RC, nothing but ICM. So the corresponding base current can be given as IBM equal to ICM by beta. So now let us see if the base current is increased above IBM. What is going to happen? So if the base current is increased, obviously VBE will increase. VBE will increase if the base current is increased. Then what will happen to the collector to emitter voltage? So the collector to emitter voltage starts falling. It will fall below VB. That means our collector to base junction will now become forward biased and the transistor will go into saturation. So the transistor saturation is nothing but the point above which any increase in the base current is not going to increase the collector current. So we can write the collector current at saturation as VCC minus VCE at saturation divided by RC, and the corresponding base current is given by IBS is equal to ICS by beta. So normally the circuit will be designed in such a way that our base current is greater than the saturation current. Okay, saturation base current. So this IB by IBS ratio is known as overdrive factor. Overdrive factor. Okay, and the ratio of the collector current at saturation to the base current is known as forced beta. Forced beta, which is denoted by beta forced. Okay. So what is the total power loss in the junctions? So the total power loss in the junctions PT is equal to VBE into IB plus VCE into IC. Okay. Now let us look into the switching characteristics. So as you can see here, this is the transient model of the BJT, wherein you can observe there are the junction capacitances which we usually don't consider. We have two junction capacitances here, that is collector to base and base to emitter junction capacitances, and this is the first model with current gain, that is IC is equal to beta IB, whereas here the collector current is expressed in terms of its transconductance. What is transconductance? Output current by input voltage. Conductance. Conductance is I by V. Transconductance means one quantity should be output and another quantity should be input. So it is output current by input voltage. So when we are dealing with the switching characteristics, these junction capacitances has to be considered. That is, when our PN junction is forward biased, it has two capacitances. One is depletion layer capacitance and the other one is diffusion capacitance. Whereas if the PN junction is reverse biased, it has only the depletion capacitance. So under steady state conditions, we don't consider this capacitances, whereas under transient conditions, that is during turn on and turn off period, it is going to affect the switching of the transistor. So now let us see how actually it is going to affect the switching characteristics. So as you can observe here, on applying the base voltage of magnitude V1, the collector current will not increase at once. Base current will increase to IB1, but the collector current will not increase at once. That is because the base to emitter junction capacitance that we have seen in the transient model, that has to get charged to 0.7 volt. Then only the collector current will start increasing. So there is a delay to which the junction capacitance has to charge, and after that the collector current will increase. This time is called as rise time. And once it has attained saturation, even if you increase the base current, the collector current will not increase. All the excess charges will be stored in the base. Then if you reverse the voltage which is applied to the base, okay, you can observe here it is reversed to a magnitude minus V2. Then what should happen? The collector current should decrease and it has to become 0 immediately. But is it happening so? No. That is because in saturation, you have applied whatever the excess base current that is stored as excess charge. That excess charge has to be removed. That is called as the storage time. Once the excess charges gets removed, your base current also turns to be 0 and the collector current also becomes 0. So our total on time of the device is TD plus TR, which is the on time. This is the conduction time, and TS plus TF. This is storage time plus fault time, which is nothing but the off time of the device, and this T0 is the circuit turn off time. So always practically you will have a delay in the increase in the collector current as well as decrease in the collector current. This is about the switching characteristics of BJT. And one important thing is, if our overdrive factor is high, the excess amount of charge will be stored in the base. Okay, as well as if the overdrive factor is very high, the transistor might be damaged due to the thermal runaway. In case the transistor is underdriven means the base current is very less, then there is a chance that the transistor might operate in the active region, so which should be avoided. Hope this concept is clear to you. Thank you for watching.